Welcome to this exciting journey into the world of creative writing. Today, we will explore how to build fictional worlds that feel fun, lively, and captivating, a skill every middle school writer can develop with practice and creativity. One of the best tools for this is a technique called evocation, which means showing your story with vivid pictures and actions instead of just telling it. You might have heard the phrase, show, don't tell, a fun idea in writing that helps you share your imagination in a way that pulls readers in. By using bright details and exciting scenes, you can make your stories feel like an adventure your friends can join. By the end of this lecture, you'll have helpful tips, cool examples from famous authors, and fun activities to start using evocation in your own writing. Let's dive in and discover the magic of evocation together. Creating a fictional world is like constructing a magical playground where your imagination can run wild and have fun. As middle school writers, you can take readers along on adventures with your characters, and evocation is the key to making this happen. When we say show, don't tell, we mean using special details to paint a picture instead of just saying what's happening. For example, instead of writing, "She was happy," which is telling and doesn't give much to see, you could show it with, "She skipped down the hallway, her smile stretching wide as she hummed a cheerful tune, her ponytail bouncing with each happy step, her sneakers squeaking on the shiny floor, her giggles bouncing off the colorful lockers, and the faint jingle of her bracelet adding a merry sound." This lets readers see her joy, hear her sounds, feel her energy, and even notice the little jingle, making the story more exciting and real. As Anton Chekhov once wisely said, "Don't tell me the moon is shining, show me the glint of light on broken glass," encouraging us to use bright images to pull readers into our stories. Let's look at an example to see this in action, using a story you can find for free. Mark Twain, a famous American writer who loved telling tales of adventure, wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, about a playful boy and his friends. In one part, Tom sneaks through the woods on a secret mission with his friend Huck. The excerpt reads, "Tom tiptoed through the dark woods, the leaves crunching under his bare feet, his heart beating fast as the faint glow of a lantern flickered ahead, casting long shadows that danced like ghosts." This shows Tom's excitement and curiosity through details like the crunching leaves, his fast heartbeat, the flickering lantern, and dancing shadows, instead of just saying he was eager. It makes you feel like you're tiptoed with him, hearing the leaves and seeing the shadows sway. Compare this to, "He was tired after school." That's telling and doesn't paint a picture. After school, he shuffled into the kitchen, his heavy backpack slipping off one shoulder with a soft rustle, and he plopped onto a chair with a little thump, rubbing his sleepy eyes as he gazed at the cookie jar. The cookie jar, its lid slightly open with the sweet smell of chocolate drifting toward him, the quiet hum of the fridge mixing with the creak of the floor, the warm glow of the afternoon sun spilling through the window, and the cool touch of the table adding a merry sound. This shows his tiredness with actions like shuffling and plopping, and details like the cookie smell, floor creak, sun glow, and table coolness, creating a cozy scene. To make your writing evocative, use details that touch all your senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. For example, instead of writing, "The park was nice," try, "The park hummed with the buzz of bees flying around the flowers, the petals swaying in the breeze, the sweet smell of roses blending with fresh-cut grass as sunlight sparkled on the dewy ground. A cool wind brushed your cheeks. The happy shouts of kids playing tag rang through the tall trees. The soft grass tickled your toes, and the taste of a juicy grape lingered from a snack." You don't need to describe everything. Just pick details that spark imagination. Think of a place you love, like a playground, a park, or your backyard, and remember what you noticed. The rustle of leaves, the rough feel of a swing chain, the bright sky, the taste of a juicy apple, or the sun's warmth on your face. Add those memories to your story to make it exciting. As C.S. Lewis once advised, instead of telling us a thing was terrible, describe it so that we'll be terrified, showing us to use details to share feelings in a fun way. Let's try a longer example with another story. Frances Hodgson Burnett, a writer who loved stories about nature, wrote The Secret Garden about a girl named Mary who finds a hidden garden. In this scene, Mary explores it for the first time with her new friend Dickon. The excerpt reads, "Mary pushed open the creaky door, the scent of earth and roses rushing to meet her, and she stepped into the tangled greenery, where the sunlight filtered through the branches, painting golden spots on the ground, the soft chirp of birds welcoming her in." This shows Mary's wonder and discovery with details like the creaky door, the earthy rose smell, tangled greenery, golden sunlight, and bird chirps, instead of saying she was amazed. It makes you feel like you're stepping into the garden with her, hearing the birds and seeing the light. Now, compare a told version. "I walked to the park and saw a big dog." That's short and plain. "I wandered to the park as the sun began to set, casting long, playful shadows over the path. The air filled with the scent of blooming flowers, when a big, fluffy dog with wagging ears bounded from behind a tree. Its bark sounding like a happy song, and its bright eyes sparkled at me, its tail whipping the air. My heart jumped with joy as I froze, clutching my water bottle, the cool plastic pressing into my hand. The soft grass under my feet, while a gentle breeze rustled the leaves and carried the sound of distant laughter. This uses details like the wagging ears, happy bark, sparkling eyes, rustling leaves, and grass softness to show excitement, making you feel part of the fun moment. During recess, she explored the playground, the metal slide warm from the sun, the swing chains jangling as she climbed, the earthy smell of the sandbox rising around her, and she giggled as a butterfly landed on her finger. Its tiny wings fluttering like a secret. This shows her delight with the warm slide, jangling chains, sandbox smell, and butterfly flutter, letting readers join her playful discovery. Evocation works because it uses your own experiences to make the story special. When you write, "The rain tapped softly on the window," readers might think of a rainy day they enjoyed, maybe reading a book, watching raindrops race, hearing the gentle taps. Feeling a warm blanket, tasting hot chocolate, or seeing rainbows outside, adding their own happy feelings. This turns readers into part of the adventure, not just watchers. They use their imaginations to fill in the blanks, making it their story too. John Gardner, a writer who taught others how to write, called this a vivid and continuous dream, where readers feel like they're living the story with your characters. He also said, "In great fiction, the dream engages us heart and soul, meaning readers feel the excitement and joy as if it's real." To practice evocation, think about big feelings and show them without naming them. Instead of "she was scared," try "her hands shook as she peeked around the corner, her breath coming in quick puffs, and she hugged the wall like a shield." This shows fear with her shakes, taps, and wind reaction. Or instead of "he was excited," write "he hopped on his toes, his eyes glowing with fun as he held his new game, flipping the pages with quick fingers, the rustle of paper mixing with his happy laughs." This shows excitement with hops, laughs, and tapping. Let's look at A. Milne, an English writer who made Winnie the Pooh about a silly bear and his friends. In one part, Pooh hunts for honey. Pooh waddled through the woods, his tummy rumbling softly, the buzz of bees growing louder as he spotted the honey tree, its bark sticky with golden drips that gleamed in the afternoon light, the warm earth soft under his paws. This shows Pooh's hunger and excitement with his rumble, the bee buzz, sticky honey, and soft earth, making it a cheerful example for you to try. For more practice, try this exercise. Describe your classroom during a quiet moment, showing peace without saying it. Maybe the soft hum of pencils, the gentle rustle of notebooks, the warm light on desks, and the faint scent of markers, letting readers feel the calm. Picking the right details takes practice. Start by writing down everything you notice in a scene: the wall colors, footsteps echoing, lunch smells, desk edges, a candy taste, or the hum of a fan. Then, choose the best ones. For a classroom, note the chalk dust floating, marker squeaks, air conditioner hum, paper rustles, eraser scent, light patterns, and the soft clatter of a dropped pencil. If your character loves drawing, add the pencil scratch, graphite smudge, head tilt, proud smile, and the careful way they shade a picture to show their love. Strong verbs make scenes pop. Instead of "she walked slowly," write "she tiptoed quietly across the room, her shadow wiggling on the wall like a playful puppet." Instead of "it was windy," try "the wind whooshed through the trees, bending branches like dancers, tossing leaves in a fun swirl, and whistling a happy tune." Change "she ran quickly" to "she raced across the field, shoes kicking up dirt, breath puffing like little clouds, hair flying like a kite, and a big grin lighting her face." Elmore Leonard, a writer who loved simple stories, said, "If it sounds like writing, I rewrite it," teaching us to use easy, lively words. In old books by Jane Austen, writers told what characters thought without showing everything. In your story, you might say, "The next day was sunny with bird songs and a soft breeze." Then show kids playing outside with loud cheers and swinging ropes. In a fantasy tale, tell about a magical land's fun history with flying islands. Then show a knight chasing a playful dragon with bright flames and clanging shields. E.B. White, an American writer who loved animals, wrote Charlotte's Web about a pig and spider. In one scene, Wilbur enters the barn. The excerpt reads, "Wilbur sniffed the air, the smell of hay and warm animals filling his nose, and he trotted into the barn, his tiny hooves clicking on the wooden floor, the soft light streaming through the cracks, and the gentle moo of a cow welcoming him." This shows Wilbur's curiosity with the hay smell, hoof clicks, soft light, and cow moo, making it a warm, animal-friendly moment. Compare this to Stephen King's Salem's Lot, where he writes, "By mid-May, the sun rose through the morning haze with power, and standing on your porch with your lunchbox, you knew the dew would vanish by 8, the dust would hang thick on the roads, and by noon the playground would heat up, laughter ringing out as kids ran." This shows a hot day with dew, dust, and laughter, letting you feel the warmth and hear the fun, making it a lively scene to imagine. Building fictional worlds with evocation is about making readers feel part of your fun story. Use bright details, strong verbs, and a mix of showing and telling to create a world that feels alive. Practice with sensory scenes. Describe your school playground like you lost a favorite toy, saying, "The swings creaked slowly, chains rusty and still, the slide shone coldly under gray clouds, the air quiet with wet grass smells, distant playground sounds fading, the rough bark of a tree brushing your hand," without mentioning the loss, to share a sad or thoughtful feeling. Try a second activity. Write about a favorite game, showing the excitement with sounds, movements, and colors like the ball bounced high, the crowd cheered, the green field stretched wide, and your feet pounded the earth. Experiment with different feelings, places, and characters, learning from authors like White or Milne, and you'll find your own special way to make writing magical. Next time, we'll learn to create characters for your worlds. Stay curious, keep practicing with joy, and let your imagination light up every story. One last thing before we go, I wanted to give a big shout out to our author of the week, Hallie, who's been writing up a storm as of late. Keep writing, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Ciao.